Hi Alan, I believe you're still in South Africa. If you have time, and if you're willing, could you please speak to Pastor Skeo to help bring me peace? Through his friends. He keeps sending people to harass me, pretending he needs to explain his decisions. Even if he stops speaking to me directly. His network continues to relay messages clearly influenced by what Skeo tells them to say. I need you to intervene and ask him to stop this harassment. It's not just him, it's Adrian as well. They are the two main channels connecting with everyone else. Please ask them to provide a letter of protection, something that shields me from further harm or accusations, whether from church members or other institutions. Either they give me that letter, or they issue a formal release from the church so I can leave peacefully. They must choose. Otherwise, they'll keep accusing me of things that are mentally unbearable. Provoking me to build a disciplinary case against me. They've already hinted at this, just to justify not paying me what I'm owed. As I mentioned before, I asked Adrian about my compensation if I leave. They didn't respond. Instead, they invited someone unfamiliar to me. Someone I don't recognize from South African administration. I assumed this person was brought in to help calculate what they owe me. But I told Adrian I wouldn't attend the meeting. Because I knew Skeo would twist the situation and say he dismissed me simply because I said I was sick. That would be unacceptable to me. It could make me shout, and because I don't want to shout. Thank you God, I refused to attend. Being sick doesn't mean you should be fired. If I were truly unable to work, I would have submitted a formal letter requesting retirement due to illness. But I never did that. They're twisting my words, just because I mentioned being unwell. It feels like I'm not even allowed to speak about my health. If you tell someone like Maria Luisa that you're unwell, she might say, no, then you must go. You're not the husband I need. And if you ask her why, she'll just repeat, you said you're unwell, as if illness makes you unfit to be her husband. That's how they react. I've avoided the meetings they've invited me to. But today, after the service, two women approached me and said they wanted to talk. We sat near the organ. One introduced herself as someone from Human Resources, which I'm not familiar with. I asked her, when others leave, like Sharon or Joyce, who cleaned, do you also bring in Human Resources? She said no. Only in my case, and only for disciplinary reasons. That was unexpected. So the meeting I refused to attend wasn't about payment, it was about discipline. I thought they wanted to discuss my compensation. Thankfully, I didn't go. Later they said, it's just me, Skeo, and Tel Aviv. I still refused. Because I knew Skeo would repeat that I told him I was sick. But saying I'm sick doesn't mean I asked to leave my job. That woman was clearly brought in for disciplinary action. That's why they wanted me there. Again, I'm glad I didn't go. I asked if they could send the message via email, Zoom, or WhatsApp. I said I'd try to read it that way. But they refused. They insisted it must be delivered in writing, in person. I feel deeply harassed. That's why I'm asking you to speak to Skeo. If they don't want me there, they should simply write a letter saying so. Instead, they're building a disciplinary case, even though I've already said I won't attend their meetings. They're the ones approaching me, trying to provoke me, perhaps to use my reactions against me. Honestly, I've never experienced anything like this. South Africans, you are truly unique people. But this should not happen in a church. Please be honest with them. Ask Skeo and Adrian to be honest with you. Ask them what they're hiding. Until today, I still do my job, even when people come to make noise. They tell me to give them the sound because there's no pay, but if there's a pay, they'll call someone else. Oscar Bunazande, founding member and senior bishop, ICUCPC Integral Churches, Utopia Churches, Parables Churches.